Hello, trading has closed on June 24th, 2025. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls and then make our predictions. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, which is June 25th, 2025. Please remember my calls can be wrong. My plan can change, and trade at your own risk. Well, I finally got my internet restored after the close today. Needless to say, the market saves all of its big moves for when I can't get access. We look for the pattern with the early low. That's this. Tomorrow should also have the early low. This is just a review of what we said. We get to cross one of our old targets off the list, 6101.26, and ultimate target was hit within 50 cents. This is from back over 4 months ago. It's kind of amazing how the market remembers these numbers. And not only is it a target, it's also resistance. And so far, at least, resistance is holding. After the strong rally over, it was really a 206.25 point rally in futures, came right to the target within half a point and then stalled. And even after gapping up, hitting higher highs, we closed under all these midday highs. And if that's maintained at the open, it's a negative pattern and should lead to lower prices tomorrow. It doesn't have to mean that we close lower, and it doesn't even have to be maintained. This is a wall into the close. We could easily gap over this, and that's something we don't know until tomorrow. But if we don't gap over this, we've hit resistance, come back under multiple prior highs. If we don't gap and take this out early, we should see lower prices print. Again, that doesn't mean we have to close lower. Now, we had a whole bunch of targets earlier in the year which hadn't printed. I now have only two. 54.89.50 I don't think is going to print. I think that's just going to stay a failed target for a long time. 59.16.20, well, we actually hit the futures equivalent over the weekends, and there was support right under that price. So it had relevance, but I don't count the target as being satisfied unless it prints in regular trading hours. And whether or not that's going to happen now, I don't think that's where we're going right now. I think we're going higher. That doesn't mean it will never print. But we'll just cross this one off the list. Well, during the day we got a sell signal from MEJT. The target was really only 1 cent under this close, so we did that pretty fast. This rally can't stick because a sell signal was given. A rally starting this soon is going to be false. It'll retrace at some point, and it already did, so that's already played out. There was an optional higher target, and that was this, but it just couldn't stick. I really don't have a way I can count this as a complete move up. I have all kinds of fib targets, but none of them count a completed pattern. We had a WXY. I don't think this is completed, although that doesn't mean we have to go up tomorrow. As they say, if we don't take this out early with a gap doesn't have to be in the same direction. But if we don't take it out early, I think we're going to trade lower tomorrow, even though I think we have higher to go. Wednesday's pattern has a really low, which doesn't tell us where we open. We gapped up, hit a higher high, but closed under midday highs. Unless we gap and promptly overtake the high a day, we should see lower prices. That doesn't mean we have to close lower, and even if we do, I don't think this rally's over. I mean, I have more faith than ever in this count, and wave 3 really should overtake the high of wave 2, even though it's not the absolute requirement. I don't think I've ever seen one where it didn't happen, and that means before this rally is over, I think we're going to see new highs in the market. Again, doesn't mean that we trade up tomorrow. I'm going to take a few days of warning people that I just haven't had as much time as I've normally had to analyze things, and bear that in mind if you're going to risk money on my calls. So it's the pattern with the early low. We don't take this out early. We should trade lower, but the rally's not over, and if we drop enough, I think I'd take a long. And that's today's call.